Yo, what's up? This is the Prof. Um, I left off by saying that black man has to define himself. You know, you can't look at yourself through society's eyes if you're a black man. It's not going to do you any good, trying to live up to other people's expectations and, thoughts um, about you when you're a black man. Because the whole thing about it is people's minds in society generally have been so manipulated, you know, um, through the media, um, the disenfranchisement of the black man, and you know, all kind of different what seems to be perceived as apparent situations or happenings that show the black man as being weak. A lot of times, the way people see things or understand things is on the surface. You know, I guess like the way human beings really are, it takes too much time to think about everything. So a lot of times, the way people want to be able to get knowledge or understand, what something is. You know how they say cut to the chase, like all the different parameters and different aspects or technical things that cause something to evolve from one point to another. All that, a lot of times people don't want to like I said, it's like it takes too long for them to just get to the nitty gritty, like as they say. Tell me what happened and what was the end result, or what's gonna happen now that this has happened, or whatever and stuff like that. And uh, without integral thought uh, being applied to really break down why something happened or why something looks the way it does, you'll never know. So then you're just drawing your own conclusions to why something is like it is and or whatever and stuff. And the Bible said we're not supposed to go out into the world leaning upon our own understanding. But that by people perception of the black man on average is what they see on TV, or probably you could say also through word of mouth, like they just people that certain folks hobnob with, you know. Let's say like if it was like a white person, and it was a white person that don't really interact with black people, but he might know somebody that does, or know a few people. He asks them different questions. Well, how are they when you work with them on a job, or I went to an all white school, so I never went to school. I'm like, how were they, blah blah blah, and they're taking other people's experiences, and they're saying, oh man, every time I've heard this situation, uh, uh, black people, black guys are really aggressive and unruly, and and they pick on you and they blah 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 and this and that, whatever and stuff like that. You know, and the guy you're talking to, he could have been some fucking asshole fucking with people and shit and saying shit he didn't have no fucking business. He could have been saying racial slurs to black people who just didn't take that shit, and he probably got his ass beat a lot in school. Now, because he's bitter about getting his ass beat, he has this attitude towards black guys, and then he'll tell white people other disparaging things about black men because of his own experience. But he's not telling the whole truth. So, you know, and that just shows you that's not a viable way of understanding how black men are, are knowing what they're about. You have to actually talk to a black man or various different black men, I would say, because we're not all the same. Everybody's not raised the same. Everybody don't have the same background. You know, everybody don't come from the same environment. And so, based upon how you were raised, your environment, you know, that's gonna dictate your mindset, maybe like have something to do with political influences and everything. And so if you have various different black men who come from various different backgrounds, various different areas, raised uh, different ways and stuff, then you're gonna get a variety of black men. So that's the reason why you can't judge. Just like they said, you can't judge every book by its cover. You know, same thing. You can't judge every black man just because of the simple fact his complexion is that of a black man. You just can't loop everybody all to the in the same category, and that's the reason why I say that black men, you have to define your own self. It's not gonna do you any good trying to, because I mean, people got all kind of different ways of understanding black people and as a whole, and um, different people from different various backgrounds or whatever view black people, black men especially, differently. You know, and so all you can do, like they say, is just be yourself. That's all you can do. There's gonna be people that's gonna accept you, people that's not. Now you can't like get hurt by that and be walking with your head down just because maybe certain people don't want to accept you or they got their hangups or whatever. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, you don't let that really get you all upset. You know what I'm saying? It's like in life because survival with survival, there's no rules. You know, um, survival is survival. There's no parameters to survival. You got to do what you got to do, and so you got to also you got yourself to think of. You might have a family. You got to stay like focused ahead. You got to act like you walking forward with blinders on. Because you got goals that you're trying to achieve. You got to look at it like this: before you leave this earth, you're supposed to be thinking about you trying to make history. You know, and so you don't have time to be getting caught up with like trying to live up to everybody in this world expectation of you or how they think you should be, or you trying to just follow some kind of protocol or format that's laid out by the so-called powers that be, whoever the hell they may be at that time. you know, trying to just be all out socially accepted and, you know, uh, like I said, you just can't live a life just being like that. I mean, because you might be accepted 1 minute over here, and then the next minute you're not accepted over there. And then, so when you're going back, you almost have to put on two different personas dealing with the two different groups of people or individuals. And it's gonna be times just like when you're out there cheating on your significant other. You know, you gotta stay in character when you're wherever you're at. You know, with with this female, that female, that female, that female, whatever. And you gotta know what all of them like, all their tendencies are. You know, everything. That's why they say it. It's hard being a player. You know what I'm saying? Pimping ain't easy because you gotta, what I'm saying, deal with mentally all these women different mindsets. You see what I'm saying? You slip up one time, she's like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? If you out there being a player, it's like, yo, you coming at her like this because you just an old girl over here, and even yourself, you would have to be mentally really sound to go from one female to another because one might just have started some conflict. You got to be stable. You got to calm your nerves. You got to go on to the next one. Don't even trip off what the hell she said, or what she did or whatever and stuff, you know, because in a sense, being a true player or being a true pimp, you really, your heart has to be able to, you know, turn cold when necessary. And that's just for your own. That's like survival from a pimp or player perspective. Because once you start getting caught up with your feelings, saying your game gonna get off and stuff like that. You ain't gonna be on your game no more like you normally is, and then mistakes are gonna get made. You know what I'm saying? So shoot, it's like that's why like as being a black man, the way you carry yourself. Look, man, you just have to be the best you. You know that you know that you are and how you want to project yourself and stuff. Um, and